always make me nervous on this.
I know.
Like, we know each other
What
pretty
if we
well.
get 0 out of 30?
No, we know each other pretty well.
Hey everyone, I'm
Hello.
Mindy from Cute Girls Hairstyles.
I'm her husband. I'm Sean, y'all know who I am.
And today we are going to play the newlywed game.
We've been newlyweds for a long time.
Yeah, even though we're not newlyweds. That's what we're playing. Some of the questions are about me. Some of the questions are about Sean.
Well, I will be guessing and she's going to write down the correct answer and we'll swap.
Sean has to guess what I am putting down to get the point and then reversed.
My whole life
Sean's
has been a
questions.
guess about her because I constantly have to figure out what's
How
going
boring
on
would your
inside
life
here.
be, Sean? How
And
boring.
it changes every day.
How boring would it be?
It would be boring.
That's what I'm saying.
If Mindy wasn't doing hair or being an influencer, what would her job be?
This is hard. I know things she would be doing, but like job? Probably this.
World.
What?
I just saw what he said. I'm like, what?
Ready?
Stay-at-home mom.
Well, no,
Or
I
a
agree.
doctor.
Doctor? You think you would have gone to med school?
I think so.
No, you
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Office manager?
Yes, you're so good at running the
No,
household, the
never.
schedule, our life, my life.
Absolutely never.
Oh, totally.
Never, never,
Totally.
never. -1.
Or I think we would have started another business and she would have come in as a partner. I actually revised that. We would have done something on our own and she would have come in on that.
No points. What is Mindy's guilty pleasure snack? Calories don't count.
Oh gosh.
Pleasure
Okay,
snack.
okay.
Okay.
Andy's. Andy's.
Yeah, but you just told me how you don't want to eat that anymore.
Andy's.
If you don't feel... No, it's
Andy's.
this. It's this. I know her better than she knows herself. Yes.
Would you give him a half point?
Yeah, I'd give him a half point.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is Mindy's celeb crush or hall pass?
You said this before. I
I
hope you
was
get
gonna
this.
say, are we writing the one I always say?
Happens to be mine too.
We have the same hall pass.
Yeah, we do.
Ready? Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
She's just a beautiful woman, guys.
Yeah, yeah,
I
she's
can
not-
appreciate
yeah.
her beauty.
Yeah.
What is Mindy's biggest pet peeve that you do?
Oh, there's so
At the
many.
pickle. Breathing, eating.
Let's see. Okay, ready?
Ready?
Chewing loudly or 2-hour poops.
2 hours. That's not true. Bathroom breaks before leaving. Like just as we're about to leave, I'm like, I'm gonna use the bathroom first.
Except it's not quick.
It's not 2 hours.
2 hours.
I'm gonna
later.
call that correct.
Okay.
Okay.
If Mindy could be on any reality show or guest star on a scripted show, what show would it be?
I feel like this one's changed over the years too.
Not really. She actually did apply
Ready?
in season 2. She did apply in season 2. We have the video.
Survivor.
What was the first concert Mindy ever went to?
I think it's because we went to the same concert. We may have even been there the same night and didn't know it.
Chicago.
Is that a
Peter
concert?
Cetera. He's Chicago.
But that's a different concert. That was after he broke
You
out
went
by
to
himself.
actually Chicago?
Yeah.
You saw Chicago?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Really?
When they went to Salt Lake.
What?
Chicago.
Hey, just so you know, Peter Cetera is the anchor singer for Chicago.
I know, but that doesn't count. Different concert.
I think that counts.
Half point or no point?
Different concert, no point.
What is Mindy's zodiac sign?
It's
I
funny
think-
because I can't ever remember his.
I don't know.
We're both bad at this one.
I don't know Zodiac. I never followed Zodiac, so.
Cancer.
Okay.
Right now, how many unread texts does Mindy have? If you're less than 10 off, you get a point.
Unread texts.
Well, I don't know how many have come in while I've been sitting here.
I'm going to lose that because she has a lot of unread texts. Okay, ready?
He's so wrong.
Okay, reveal. How many do you
I don't know. I
have?
don't have my phone. Where's my phone? There's 5 at the top. 5 that have come in literally in the last 10 minutes.
What do you think my unread texts are?
A lot, because you always miss messages.
1,580. Look at that.
John has 4.5 points. Now we're gonna move into the Sean section.
Okay.
Okay.
How many pairs of Jordans does Sean have?
Oh
if you're
my
within
gosh.
5, you get the
I
point.
don't even think he knows how many he has.
I think I have a pretty good idea. Okay, what'd you put?
30.
21.
You feel confident about 21?
Yeah. I'm
I don't
confident
think so.
about it.
I
I
think
mean,
he's got more
give
than
or
that.
take 2, maybe.
No.
What is Sean's biggest fear?
Ready?
Heights.
Good job.
What superhero would Sean be if he was part of Marvel?
Marvel?
Or DC, I don't know.
Can it just be
Just
superhero
superhero.
in general?
Yes,
Okay.
superhero.
She knows this.
A was gonna say, don't make it about Marvel, because then I'll get myself confused.
These are easy because he knows these things, right?
Good job.
Did you get it?
Superman.
We all know Sean's high school mascot was Potato, but what was his elementary and middle school mascot?
Oh,
You only
shoot.
need one to get the point.
You only need
I don't
one.
even know what mine were. I literally have no idea. I
Yes.
probably couldn't have even have told you mine. That's your high school mascot.
That was a high school. Elementary school.
Were you the Spud? Is it Spud? Tater tots. Oh my god.
It was unofficial.
Are you for real?
I was unofficial, but
no,
they
but
did.
what are your real ones?
We didn't have them. Tater tots is what everybody called us,
Oh my gosh.
which made sense.
What would Sean say his favorite food is? Not type, specific item.
You ready?
Roast and potatoes.
There you go. You got the
She
other
had
one
it
too.
Roast and potatoes.
Home.
I was
Home
gonna
for
say
me.
he'll say
That's-
it tastes like home.
It's
I knew it.
And she knows it because she cooks it the way I grew up eating it because it tastes so good.
What language would Sean want to learn next?
I said Chinese.
Italian.
No way. Chinese is so much more usable.
It would be
I
more
love
usable.
Italian.
Yeah.
Yes. Wish I was Italian. I feel like you always go like speak Spanish, then I speak
Chinese, then you
Chinese.
speak
You've got
to
so much of
two-thirds
the
of the
world
world, yeah.
covered. Blah blah blah. See. Half point.
What is Sean's hidden talent?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but you should know this. Most anybody would never guess.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Ready?
Trivia questions. Drawing. Oh, yeah. You are good at drawing. That's true.
Sometimes I'll like draw
True,
something
true.
and the girls will be like,
He also is
"Geez,
weirdly
Dad."
talented at random facts of trivia.
I remember everything.
Like
I read.
very weird.
Would you consider it a half point for that?
I said you're good at trivia.
Yeah, I give her a half point because I am really good at it.
What was Sean's first job?
You ready?
Yep. Moving pipe in the potato fields.
Yep.
And now we're moving into the couples section. Who said I love you first?
Ready?
Sean.
And then she said, ditto. It wasn't like I love you too.
Ditto?
It's like ditto.
I don't
Like,
even remember that. I said
You love
ditto?
you too? I love you and you love you too? That's what ditto means. We've come a long way since those years.
Ditto.
What was your first date?
Ready?
Michael McLean concert.
Yeah.
Who would survive longer on a deserted island?
Ready?
Sean.
Yeah. You would actually do fairly well.
I
but
do
if,
think I would
of
do
the
well.
two of us, which one would last longer?
I agree with that.
Who is more likely to send a flirty text?
Ready?
Me.
Yeah, put Mindy. But who would be more likely to give the other one a gift? It would be me.
Sean.
Which child calls the most?
Which one of us? Which child
Oh.
calls us both collectively? We'll just do general.
You ready?
Rylan.
It's totally Rylan.
Every
Rylan.
night almost on FaceTime about 11:30.
And just wants to chit chat.
Where did you go for your first trip together?
Like our first big trip post
Our
marriage.
first big trip. Let's put you
Yeah.
first big trip. Let's put cruise. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Wow.
See?
You're right. I'm thinking too far.
Sean just gained a point.
You're correct.
But who responds to text faster?
Does she reply to my text faster? No. I replied her text faster. Yeah.
Who kills and gets rid of most bugs in the house?
Oh, yeah, not hard. Sean.
Yeah.
He does all the spiders.
But you're
Not even
like,
close.
look, a fish and a worm.
No, like if it's a mouse or something.
No,
Maybe.
even if it's a mouse, she wouldn't. No.
Mostly
Snakes,
Sean.
she'll be okay with. Mice, scorpions.
Nope, Sean.
Yeah.
Where was your first kiss?
Is that what he said?
Our Heritage Hall door.
Outside Heritage Hall.
No, it wasn't. It was in your apartment kitchen.
No, it wasn't.
That was the next one. You're
No,
forgetting.
This was the first one.
No, dude.
Dude, no.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes,
It
I
count-
know because
That
I
doesn't
initiated.
count as the first kiss. This
No,
is the first
no,
kiss.
It doesn't.
We'll
No,
make an
it's not.
amendment. First meaningful kiss.
Yeah, probably that,
That
one.
one.
Okay. Who is more competitive?
Me.
I learned to give in.
For sure.
It's better to win the battle than to win the war.
No, dude. Because you just said that backwards. It's better to lose the battle and
Yes,
win the war.
that's what I meant.
What is your favorite show to watch together as a couple?
Oh man.
Let's do current and ever and see if we can get them. Game of Thrones.
Not
Traitors.
Traitors is our current, but our long-term one is Gold Rush.
I hate that show.
It's not.
It is. We've
That
watched
is
all
the
the Gold
show
Rushes,
to-
and we've watched all the spin-off.
Last two questions.
Okay.
They're just more of like a sweet note. What is your favorite moment as a married couple?
Ready?
What do you
Becoming parents.
think? Baby births.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little easier on me than it was on her.
Lastly, what is your favorite thing about your spouse?
Absolute best friend. What does the bottom say? Mine says loyal. Always my best friend.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, good job. We got it. Yeah, hey, give me
That was a nice one.
best friend's kiss. She's done.
We both earned another point in the last section.
All right. We hope you guys enjoyed. We loved filming this. It was fun. Were you nervous?
I'm always nervous when I play games with you.
See you later.